ールスターゲームも終わり、後半戦がスタートし、ドジャースの大谷翔平は本拠地ロサンゼルスでのレッドソックス戦に1番指名打者 Dh で出場しました。3打席連続の空振り三振の後に逆転満塁ホームランを呼び込む二塁打を放ちました。大谷選手はここまで打率3割1分6厘、ホームラン29本、OPS1.033 とナショナルリーグトップの成績を残しています。大谷選手は Dh での MVP は狙えるのか、過去の偉大な左打者と比較して何がどう違うのか、 Mlb ネットワーク番組で好調の要因について過去の偉大な打者と比較しながらマーク・デローサ氏によって解説されていました。
We are running out of ways to describe his greatness. Dan and D-Row. He was interviewed after the game. He said, I'm just trying to have a quality at bat. My approach is to swing at strikes, and I need to make sure my posture is lined up. He's big on posture. Whatever's happening, it's working. It's beautiful to watch.
He's the most talented baseball player we've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. And it's just what he does, you just can't even describe anymore.
I always go back to sweatpants, 4 in the morning. Paul Severino, the voice of the Marlins, and myself are calling. A U.S. team went over and played some Japanese games, and I will never forget it. He was like 16, 17 years old.
And even then, it was
I thought he was the best player on the field.
Yeah.
Amongst big leaguers. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And then to come over and what he's been able to accomplish, regardless. And I sat there this year, and I'm telling myself, there's no way a DH can win the NL MVP. Or any MVP. There's no way if you don't go on the field and battle.
What was it like sitting in the dugout during Team USA watching him play against you? What is that feeling like when he steps to the plate?
You could see it kind of barreling down that stretch where him and Trout were going to end up facing off. And I actually just felt bad for Mike because at that point
he wasn't ready to.
You're not ready to hit 92, 94, let alone 101 and a sweeper crossing the plate. So it was his moment to have. But I want to go through real quick. Let's get into this, and let's just love on the 10 RBIs. First off, let this sink in. 2024 stats with NL ranks among qualifiers. He's first in everything. He's hitting .322 with 25 homers. He's got 200 total bases. His OPS plus is that of 2 players. And by the way, he steals bags at an elite rate.
And his WAR number is only suppressed because he doesn't play a position.
And Mookie Betts goes down and Dave Roberts goes, hey, you want to lead off? I mean, just trying to make him as uncomfortable as you possibly can, and nothing seems to matter. He's just unbelievable. And just watching him throughout this 10-game stretch with the RBIs, he has got just the plate coverage is unmatched. You look at his heat map. This is from the catcher's perspective. So picture Ohtani's hitting right here. There's really only one hole on the strike zone that you could potentially go, and that's up and in. Maybe.
You better get it
You
up.
better get it there, or you better be off the plate with everything else. And if you happen to miss up, out, over, which we'll get into, he can take it oppo or hook it. So let's start, because I wanted to go through, do a love session on him the other day in Dodger Stadium. The way he impacts this baseball off Brady Singer. Bottom of the third, he goes backdoor breaking ball, then he goes cutter in, he goes breaking ball down, and he tries to sneak a two-seamer out over. And he hits it like a right-handed pull hitter.
Look at
Oppo. And I just think of playing shortstop or second base against Jim Thome, and some of the balls he hit over my head, opposite field, were the stuff of legend. I can picture being in the vet. And then one at-bat leads to the next. He showed him that backdoor breaking ball, and if you miss a spot in your next AB, he's able to turn on that. And when I see him take breaking balls pole side, I think of Carlos Delgado back in the Rogers Center, just sitting there and leaning on off-speed stuff consistently. Look at that bat flip back in the day. North of the border going north of 40. Big time power. He's encompassing some of the great power hitters that I had a chance to play against. And then here, just Cal Quantrill. I'm going to need you to back up home plate. I don't need a second cutoff man in the middle of the diamond right there. And then roasting balls the other way with the bases loaded. He's in complete command of all the at-bats, and he's got everything covered, Dan. Show me some homers to dead center off lefties. Austin Gomber, breaking ball, middle of the plate, 2-0 count.
It's just jaw-dropping. It's just incredible. He's almost to a point now. Does he get the Bonds treatment?
Ty Black, 89, middle cut.
He's just always under control at the plate. He never overswings.
He simplified his swing. Here he is against Matt Moore, bottom of the fifth, dead center.
These are just bombs.
Bombs to places that in Dodger Stadium that left-handers don't go except Adam Dunn.
Yeah.
Right?
You're talking about three of the most prolific home run hitters in the history of the game all rolled into one player.
This dude could absolutely hit tanks
He could.
to dead center.
He was unbelievable.
And then I want to see a little Bonds left on left. Is that Dan Plesac? Let's take him for a ride into the pool. Over the pool. And you heard the other day, lefties we had David Dahl. We had David Dahl. He talked about liking to face lefties in BP because they keep your front shoulder in. Run this.
Yeah, look at that. It's perfect.
Just perfect balance.
Head position. I mean, it's just crazy.
Doesn't matter what uniform they throw on him. Zach Plesac, 2-0 changeup.
It just never gets fooled. When you say balance, you're 100% accurate. He's always on time.
Let's mix in a little, he saved the RBI stretch right here with a little sac fly, and then Chris Flexen.
That actually wasn't a bad pitch when you look.
I want to take you through the Eric Fetty full AB, and it kind of brings up the heat map. So pause this real quick. Bring back the heat map, because I want you to watch execution, what Fetty's trying to do. Fetty is going to try and throw cutters right to this spot. That's where he's going. He's trying to go up and in.
That's so hard to do.
You better execute it. Go. So he's trying to go up and in. Makes a nice pitch right there, but that's a ball. Okay?
That's dangerous.
He doesn't get it in all the way. Now he goes sinker away. It's 2-1. I want back in that spot, 2-2. You better get it in there if you're going in. And he leaves it out over, and he crushes it.
As soon as he look at his body language, as soon as he threw the pitch.
He executes that pitch, he might get a roll over the first base. Without it, I watched Mark Teixeira hook more baseballs that were leaking out over the plate, pull side for homers in Texas when he went 44 and 134 in 2005 sitting there. Highest OPS plus by a DH in a single season. 1995, Edgar Martinez. Pronk, Big Papi, Jordan.
He's on pace for 9 more as a DH.
Unbelievable.
You know, it's crazy too, D-Rose. See how relaxed he is with 2 strikes?
Yeah.
Like most hitters, when they get to 2 strikes, it's like, oh man, this can be a battle here. He looks like he's just hitting in a 2-0 count.
And he's a top 10 pitcher in the game when he's
all while rehabbing his arm.
God, it honestly doesn't make sense that he could be that dominant.
Yeah, we are truly, everybody has to appreciate, we're truly watching something so special that we may never see again in the game.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And yeah, you're right. You mentioned it, D-Ro. He could play in the outfield. If he could play center field.
Guarantee you he could pretty much do whatever he wants,
It is
Robert.
unbelievable.
いかがでしたでしょうか。マーク・デローサ氏のバッティング解説は説得力があり、分析力があって分かりやすいといつも感じます。また、過去の偉大なバッターが何人も包括されたようだと話されており、大谷選手の能力がいかに高いか改めて感じられました。本日の動画は以上となります。ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。